Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's time for the Aarti. I can request everyone to stand up for the Aarti. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone. We are offering our obeisances to our Guru Parampara. So if you got some space, you can bow down. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Astotra Sata Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Astotra Sata Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivedanta Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Ganga Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi Ki Vrindavan Dham Mathura Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Navadip Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Dwaraka Dham Ki Bhaktivedanta Manor Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. So the next one we'll be having a Narasimha prayer. So Prabhuji is going to sing. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Let's give a big round of applause for our children. It's so amazing, isn't it, to see like at such a young age they are trying to get into understand about Krishna consciousness, and it's very very relevant right now actually, because they sang the Narasimha prayer, but we know that Narasimha Bhagwan, he came mainly for the small boy called Bhakta Prahalad, right? So we have to understand that the Lord is not, there is no age barrier. Because sometimes people think that spirituality is only for retired people, They just keep it for retirement. Just like your retirement newspapers, books, they say like, okay, Bhagavad Gita, retirement. Everything we push you to retirement. But actually, if you see in real life, Bhagwan, Narasimha Dev just came for the small boy. And that boy had so much of faith in Narasimha Bhagwan. And very interestingly, I have to tell you, the place where I come from, that is the place where all the Narasimha, their Leelas happen. That is the place, even now we have a Simhachalam, there is a temple in my hometown where there is a Murti of Narasimha Dev which was actually given by Narasimha Dev to Bhakta Prahalad. He personally gave it to Bhakta Prahalad because Bhakta Prahalad told Narasimha Dev, can you please give me a Murti which I can worship every day? And Narasimha Dev himself personally gave that Murti to Bhakta Prahalad. And that Murti is still there on the temple, and everybody can go and visit even now. So we have to understand that God is everywhere, Krishna is everywhere, and only a pure devotee like Bhakta Prahalad, even though he was a small boy, he was able to see Krishna everywhere. You all have seen this movie called Mahavatar Narasimha. Have you seen the Mahavatar Narasimha? And in that particular song, we can see that Bhakta Prahalad was able to see Narasimha Dev everywhere, but his father was not able to see. He was like going crazy. Are you saying that God is everywhere? And Bhakta Prahalad was saying, yes, Father, Narayana is everywhere. Right? And the same thing Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvata Nipadam ta sarvato shishiromukam sarvata smriti malloke sarvam avritatistati. Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita that I am existing everywhere. My eyes are looking everywhere. My ears are everywhere. The feet is everywhere. But the problem is, because Krishna is completely spiritual and transcendental, we are not able to see Krishna. But a pure devotee can see Krishna everywhere. But we are covered by this material energy which is consisting of three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tama guna. We are seeing everything through these three gunas. So we are not able to see God because God is above these gunas. So only when we rise above these three gunas, then we will be able to experience Lord Krishna. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that you have to rise above these three gunas. We are all covered by these three gunas, Sattva guna, Rajo guna and Tamo guna. So Krishna says, how do we rise above these three gunas? Mamchayo vibhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samityaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says, when you engage in bhakti life, and when you're chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, when you're doing in bhakti life, only then you will be able to cross over these three gunas. Right? So, this beautiful prayer, and we see the small children like this, there is no age barrier. At any time, we can practice spirituality. A lot of people, they think that maybe spirituality for the later retirement age, and also they think that bhakti life means leaving everything. But Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, you don't need to leave anything. Wherever you are, whether you're a grihastha or a brahmachari, anywhere, whatever position you are, you can remain and do as you are doing, and at the same time carry on doing spirituality. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna's message in Bhagavad Gita is, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha mai arpito mano buddhi mam ivesisya samsaya. Which means, Arjuna, always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry on doing what you are doing. If you are doing any job, computer job, whichever job, you carry on doing what you're doing. But at the same time, don't forget that I am there. Right? Because why? Because all of us, we have a very intimate connection with Krishna. And what is the connection that we have with Krishna? We are all Atma. Our actual identity is, we are a Jivatma. That means we are a spirit soul. And we belong to the Supreme Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the Supreme Paramatma. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is giving us this message, Mamaivam sa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. He's saying that all of us, we belong to the Supreme Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So he is our eternal Father. Pitaham asya jagato mata data pitama. Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita, I am your father, I am your mother, but you have forgotten this relationship with Krishna. Now how do we revive our relationship with Krishna? By always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that's the reason why in every ISKCON temple that you go, there is always chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Does everybody know that the name is called ISKCON temple, right? ISKCON. So do you know the abbreviation of ISKCON? What exactly ISKCON means? You know, Mataji? What is it? You don't know? So Prabhupada has registered this as a society and it is called as ISKCON, which is International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Right? It's International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So it is an international society for everybody from all the countries. Today we talk about United Nations, right? Where all the nations come together. But this is the actual United Nation, where all the devotees from all over the world, they're all part of the Krishna consciousness, ISKCON. We have Americans, we have Europeans, we have Asians, Japanese, German, everybody are part of this ISKCON movement. And we, as a lot of people who have come from India as well, you're all part of this Krishna consciousness. That's why this Prabhupada has started this Society for Krishna Consciousness, so that all of us, we can come together and practice. And you're all so fortunate here because Srila Prabhupada, whom we can see sitting on the asan, this is the place, second place where he stayed the most outside India. Right? So very, very spiritual place, and he used to live upstairs. So if you ever get a chance, if you've never been there, you can go upstairs, you can see his personal quarters. That is where he used to reside. So why Krishna consciousness? Because our original consciousness is Krishna consciousness. Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yata prakashayate ekaha krishnam lokam imam ravi kshetram kshetri tata Krishna prakashayate bharata. So Sri Krishna Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, just as like when the sunshine comes in the morning, what happens? Till then it was dark. Once the sun comes, the whole world is illuminated by sunlight, right? Similarly, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, as soon as the Atma or the soul enters into the body, and the whole body is illuminated by consciousness. And this consciousness is originally called as Krishna consciousness. But so there is love for Krishna in everybody's heart. We are originally all Krishna conscious, but we have forgotten this consciousness because we got so absorbed in all material things, sense enjoyment, material things, we've forgotten our relationship with Krishna. So Krishna is saying how we can once again get back this original consciousness by always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we just want to give you one beautiful sloka from Bhagavad Gita, if you can all repeat after me. So this sloka, Krishna says how to worship him. A very simple sloka, I kept it so that it'll be easier for all of you. So just repeat after me. Patram pushpam palam toyam yo me bhakta prayachati tad aham bhaktya upahritam asnami prayatatmana. So the sloka goes this way. It is from chapter number 9, Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga, the king of knowledge. And in that yoga, Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in verse number 26, if you love me and if you offer me with love and devotion, with bhakti, with the prema, if you offer me just 4 simple things: a flower, a fruit, a leaf, or water. Just a flower. Any flower you get, offer it to Krishna. Any fruit, apple, or oranges, or anything, offer them. Leaves, tulsi leaves, you know the spiritual tulsi plant. Why do we keep over here? Do you all know what does this represent? This represents tulsi, and this represents the feet of the Lord. So we always approach the Lord through a devotee of the Lord. Tulsi is a great devotee of Lord Krishna, right? So we always approach Krishna through tulsi. So third thing is tulsi. And if you don't have anything, Krishna says even if you offer water, right? So Krishna, simple things early in the morning when you wake up, these 4 things you can do it. 1, chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and just offer a flower, a fruit, a leaf, or water, and Krishna says, I will happily accept it. Right? So this is a message we want to give. Since you come to the Krishna Mandir, we should all have a takeaway. What is Krishna's message from Bhagavad Gita? In his message is, always do whatever you're doing. You don't need to change your life. You don't need to leave your job. You don't need to do anything. Just काम करते रहो, नाम जपते रहो. And कौन सी नाम जपते रहो? Just Hare Krishna Mahamantra जपते रहो. Why? Because there are so many mantras, right? But But this mantra is specifically relevant for Kali Yuga. Like when coronavirus was there, so many vaccines are there. Did we take any vaccine that we want? No, we taken a specific vaccine for that coronavirus, right? Why? Because it is meant for that particular virus. Like that, in Kali Yuga, this coronavirus of in our mind, which is so much of anxiety and so many hypocrisy, problems and all these things. So, this particular Mahamantra has been given by Sri Krishna Bhagavan, who came in the avatar of a devotee called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can see in the middle, golden color dhoti. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is an avatar of Krishna. He is a Yuga avatar of Kali Yuga. And he gave us this message that he inaugurated this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And he gave us this message that in Kali Yuga, you don't need to chant all the mantras. One single mantra. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasti eva gati ranyata. Which means that only in this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is enough for you to come out of all these problems, to attain Krishna Prema, to attain God realization and go back to Krishna Loka. So we want to give you this message. Can I ask everyone, you can keep your hands up in the mode of surrender. You can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's showing us how to surrender to Krishna. When we keep your hands up, we are saying Krishna Tavasmi, which means Krishna, I am yours. And now you chant, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for giving us your association. In spite of the bad weather, you all took a chance to come to Krishna. You also should remember, only when Krishna calls to a mandir, we can go to see Krishna. And it's a great fortune that Krishna has called us to the mandir. But now, it's up to us, because Krishna has given one gift called free will. Do whatever you like. I've given you this life. Now you do whatever. But if you use that life productively for Krishna, then Krishna will be very pleased. He's the one who's giving us this life. Jeevanam Sarva Bhutana, which means He's the life behind all our lives. So if we give that life, a small part of the life, even if you go home and start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and just offer some fruits, Krishna says, I am very pleased with that. He accepts it. And once we do a small thing for Krishna, Krishna reciprocates our feeling and helps us in our bhakti life, right? So thank you very much for giving us your time. And now, Prabhuji is going to give us a beautiful time on beautiful knowledge about Krishna. We all know about Facebook, but it is time for all of us to know about Krishna book. That's the book which Prabhuji is carrying, Krishna book. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karmacha me divyam evam yo veti takrataha chakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, Krishna is telling those who listen to Krishna's book, Krishna Katha, those devotees towards the end of their life, they will no more come back into this material world, but they will go back to the spiritual world, which is called as Sanatana, which is the original Goloka Vrindavan. So it is so auspicious to listen to Krishna Katha, a great opportunity. All of you are very fortunate. So please take your time to listen to Krishna Katha, and Prabhuji is going to enlighten with the beautiful knowledge from Krishna book and from Bhagavad Gita.
Thanks so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So, what's the program? The program is, I'm going to sing a few prayers, right, for about 5 minutes or less, just to calm my mind because I've had a very hectic day. And then I'm going to begin reading from chapter 17. Yesterday we finished chapter 16, so today we'll pick up with chapter 17. So while I do that, all of you are going to walk out the door and go around the corner, go to the Haveli, take prasadam, and I will speak to the walls and the pictures. I'm joking. If you want to take prasadam, then there's prasadam being served in the Haveli. Hands up if you do not know where the Haveli is. Anybody who wants to go to the Haveli for prasadam but does not know where that is? Speak now. Or? Okay. So if you're hungry, prasadam is served in the Haveli. And in the temple room now, until about 6 o'clock, we're going to be reading and discussing from Krishna book. This is not a formal lecture. You're not required to listen exclusively. You're also allowed to ask questions, seek clarification on anything that you hear. That is welcome. First of all, I'm going to sing a few prayers. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा करुणामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutaparakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Shah Nama Om Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratushe Namaha Tatvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Svarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam, Tato Jayam Muririt. Shunvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana Hridyantasto Hyapadrani Vidhanoti Sahritsatam Nashtaprayashvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. So now we'll begin reading from Krishna book. This is entitled Chapter 17, Extinguishing the Forest Fire. So yesterday we finished hearing the pastime of Krishna subduing the snake Kaliya. Kaliya was a very venomous snake that had poisoned the waters of the river Yamuna. The Lord and his friends very much enjoyed the waters of the Yamuna for their refreshment and for the cows' refreshment. So it certainly was not acceptable that this water would remain poisoned. Therefore Krishna had to ask, or rather order, Kaliya to leave the Yamuna river. Of course he was able to do this after he had subdued him sufficiently. Kaliya fought with Krishna, but Krishna subdued him by his unlimited superior strength, dancing on the hoods of the serpent until the serpent was exhausted and purified by contact with the Lord. So this book is taken from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the cream of all Vedic literature. Veda means knowledge. It is the storehouse of all knowledge. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence and the cream of that knowledge. And the 10th book of Srimad Bhagavatam is certainly the sweetest because it is the smiling face of Lord Krishna. The very first book, the first canto, is the Lord's lotus feet. And then by progressing through the books, by hearing about Krishna, we're actually meditating on the form of the Lord from his lotus feet all the way up to his smiling face. So this 10th book, which is presented in the form of this book, which is called Krishna, it is the smiling face of the Lord. Krishna is not only perceivable in a visible form as he is to our eyes on the altar. Krishna is also appreciable in the form of sound. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is known as the literary incarnation of God. If God were to manifest in the form of sound, or even in the form of literature, then that literature would be Srimad Bhagavatam. And when I say would, I actually mean he does. Krishna actually appears as Bhagavad Gita, as Srimad Bhagavatam. because the words spoken by him and words spoken about him by his devotees, his pure devotees, they are no different from his own person, from his very self. And when we hear these literatures, we actually feel the presence of Krishna, and we feel purified by his association. So there are several conversations taking place in the Srimad Bhagavatam, not least of which is the conversation between the emperor, King Parikshit, and the great saintly devotee Shukadeva Goswami. Maharaj Parikshit is also a pure devotee of Krishna, but he presented himself for hearing from Srila Shukadeva Goswami. King Parikshit, after hearing of the chastisement of Kaliya, inquired from Shukadeva Goswami as to why Kaliya left his beautiful land and why Garuda was so antagonistic to him. Shukadeva Goswami informed the king that the island known as Nagalaya was inhabited by serpents and that Kaliya was one of the chief serpents there. Being accustomed to eating snakes, Garuda used to come to this island and kill many serpents at will. Does everyone know who Garuda is? You've heard of Garuda? Some of us don't. Garuda is the bird carrier of Lord Vishnu. When Krishna wants to fly somewhere, everybody likes to go on a journey. Everyone likes a pleasure trip. Yeah, if we can afford a private jet, nice. All right. If we can't, we have to settle for the bus, the coach, right? But if you have a private jet or a chopper, then wonderful. So Krishna, he is also quite happy to travel the airways. Otherwise, where does the interest come from? Everything comes from Krishna. So Krishna likes to travel the airways, but he has Garuda Airways. Garuda is his bird carrier. Garuda is a living being, a spiritual living being, and he's very powerful, very strong, and he's like the chief of all birds. Yes, the chief of all birds. So this is Garuda. And what is Garuda's food? Well, Garuda eats snakes, right? So, being accustomed to eating snakes, Garuda used to come to this island and kill many serpents at will. Some of them he actually ate, but some were unnecessarily killed. The reptile society became so disturbed that their leader, Vasuki, appealed to Lord Brahma for protection. Lord Brahma made an arrangement by which Garuda would not create a disturbance. What was that arrangement? On each half-moon day, the reptile community would offer a serpent to Garuda. The serpent was to be kept underneath a tree as a sacrificial offering to Garuda. Garuda was satisfied with this offering, and therefore he did not disturb any other serpents. But gradually, Kaliya took advantage of this situation. He was unnecessarily puffed up by the volume of his accumulated poison, as well as by his material power. And he thought, why should Garuda be offered this sacrifice? He then ceased offering any sacrifice. Instead, he himself ate the offering intended for Garuda. When Garuda, the great devotee carrier of Vishnu, understood that Kaliya was eating the offered sacrifices, he became very angry and rushed to the island to kill the offensive serpent. Kaliya tried to fight Garuda and faced him with his many hoods and poisonous, sharp teeth. Kaliya attempted to bite him, and Garuda, the son of Tarksha, in great anger and with the great force befitting the carrier of Lord Vishnu, struck the body of Kaliya with his effulgent golden wings. Kaliya, who is also known as Kadrusuta, son of Kadru, immediately fled to the lake known as Kaliya Hrada, which lay within the Yamuna river, and which Garuda could not approach. Alright, so Kaliya fled in fear of Garuda. Kaliya took shelter within the water of the Yamuna for the following reason. Just as Garuda went to the island of the Kaliya snake, he also used to go to the Yamuna to catch fish to eat. There was, however, a great yogi known as Saubhari Muni who used to meditate within the water there and who was sympathetic with the fish. He asked Garuda not to come there and disturb the fish. Although Garuda was not under anyone's order, being the carrier of Lord Vishnu, he did not disobey the order of the great yogi. Instead of staying and eating many fish, he carried off one big fish, who was their leader. Saubhari Muni was sorry that one of the leaders of the fish was taken away by Garuda. And thinking of their protection, he cursed Garuda with the following words: "Henceforward, from this day, if Garuda comes here to catch fish, then, I say this with all my strength, he will be immediately killed." This curse was known only to Kaliya. Kaliya was therefore confident that Garuda would not be able to come there, and so he thought it wise to take shelter of the lake within the Yamuna. But Kaliya's taking shelter of Saubhari Muni was not successful. He was driven away from the Yamuna by Krishna, the master of Garuda. It may be noted that Garuda is directly related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is so powerful that he is never subject to anyone's order or curse. Actually, the cursing of Garuda, who is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam to be of the stature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan, was an offense on the part of Saubhari Muni, right? So even though Saubhari Muni wanted to curse Garuda to save the fish, this was actually an offense because Garuda, his stature is of the same nature as the Supreme Lord. He is transcendental. Just as Lord Vishnu is completely transcendental to this material world, so is his eternal servant, Garuda. So this was an offense by Saubhari Muni. Although Garuda did not try to retaliate, the Muni was not saved from his offense. He was not saved from his offensive act against a great Vaishnava personality. Due to this offense, Saubhari Muni fell down from his yogic position and afterwards became a householder, a sense enjoyer in the material world. The fall down of Saubhari Muni, who was supposed to be absorbed in spiritual bliss by meditation, is an instruction to the offender of Vaishnavas. So we have to be very careful in our dealing with Krishna's devotees. If we commit some offense, even though we may be very advanced apparently in spiritual realization or yogic development, a simple offense against a devotee of Krishna can be the cause of our fall down. And so we should never be complacent thinking that we have progressed to a point beyond all chance of mistake. When Krishna finally came out of Kaliya's lake, he was seen by all his friends and relatives on the bank of the Yamuna. He appeared before them nicely decorated, smeared all over with chandana pulp, bedecked with valuable jewels and stones, and almost completely covered with gold. The inhabitants of Vrindavana, including the cowherd boys and men, the gopis, Mother Yashoda, Maharaj Nanda, and all the cows and calves, saw Krishna coming from the Yamuna, and it was as though they had recovered their very life. When a person regains his life, naturally he becomes absorbed in pleasure and joyfulness. They each in turn pressed Krishna to their chests, and thus they felt a great relief. Mother Yashoda, Rohini, Maharaj Nanda, and the cowherd men became so happy that as they embraced Krishna, they thought they had achieved their ultimate goal of life. Balaram also embraced Krishna, but he was laughing because when everyone else had been so overwhelmed with anxiety, he had known what would happen to Krishna. All the trees on the bank of the Yamuna, along with all the cows, bulls, and calves, were full of pleasure because of Krishna's appearance there. The Brahmana inhabitants of Vrindavana immediately came with their wives to congratulate Krishna and his family members. And because Brahmanas are considered to be the spiritual masters of society, they offered their blessings to Krishna and his family on account of Krishna's release. They also asked Maharaj Nanda to give them some charity on that occasion. Being so pleased by Krishna's return, Maharaj Nanda gave many cows and much gold in charity to the Brahmanas. While Nanda Maharaj was thus engaged, Mother Yashoda simply embraced Krishna and made him sit on her lap while she shed tears continuously. It's interesting here that it said the Brahmanas asked Maharaj Nanda to give them some charity on that occasion. So a qualified Brahmana has the right to ask for charity. This is one of the duties of a Brahmana. Yajana, patana, patana, dana, pratigraha. They must engage in sacrifice for the pleasure of the Lord. They must engage others also in sacrifice for the Lord's pleasure. They must teach the Vedic knowledge and study it, of course. How can you teach what you do not study? And they must receive charity and then spend it for Krishna's purposes, for Krishna's service. They're not receiving charity so that they can increase the luxury of their existence. That is not why they accept charity. They must accept charity in order that it can be properly deployed for the service of the Lord. Since it was almost night and all the inhabitants of Vrindavana, including the cows and calves, were very tired, they decided to take their rest on the riverbank. In the middle of the night, while they were taking rest, there was suddenly a great forest fire. And it quickly appeared that the fire would soon devour all the inhabitants of Vrindavana. As soon as they felt the warmth of the fire, they immediately took shelter of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he was playing just like their child. They began to say, "Our dear Krishna, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, our dear Balarama, reservoir of all strength, please try to save us from this all-devouring and devastating fire. We have no shelter other than you. This devastating fire will swallow us all." Thus they prayed to Krishna, saying that they could not take any shelter other than his lotus feet. Lord Krishna, being compassionate upon his own townspeople, immediately swallowed up the whole forest fire and saved them. This was not impossible for Krishna because he is unlimited. He has unlimited power to do anything he desires. So the Lord is not bound by any rule or restriction. He's unlimitedly powerful. He can make what is impossible possible, And what is ordinarily possible, what we think is possible, if Krishna does not want it to happen, he can make it impossible. In every way, he is the supreme controller, and therefore we must always depend upon him in the course of performing our duties. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 17th chapter of Krishna, extinguishing the forest fire. Chapter 18, killing the demon Pralambasura. After extinguishing the devastating fire, Krishna, surrounded by his relatives, friends, cows, calves, and bulls, and glorified by his friends singing, again entered Vrindavana, which is always full of cows. While Krishna and Balaram were enjoying life in Vrindavan in the midst of the cowherd boys and girls, the season gradually changed to summer. The summer season in India is not very much welcomed because of the excessive heat. But in Vrindavana, everyone was pleased because summer there appeared just like spring. This was possible only because Lord Krishna and Balaram, who were the controllers even of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, were residing there. In Vrindavana, there are many falls which are always pouring water, and the sound is so sweet that it covers the sound of the crickets. And because water flows all over, the forest always looks very green and beautiful. So, for any of us who have visited Vrindavan, presently on this earth planet within the tract of land denominated as India, this description may be unrecognizable. In Vrindavan there are many falls of water. And because the water flows all over, the forest always looks very green and beautiful. So this is eternal Vrindavana. This is where Krishna lives. And this is how it was when he was present 5,000 years ago. The inhabitants of Vrindavana were never disturbed by the scorching heat of the sun or the high summer temperatures. The lakes of Vrindavan are surrounded by green grasses, and various kinds of lotus flowers bloom there, such as the kahlara, kanja, and utpala. And the air blowing in Vrindavana carries the aromatic pollen of those lotus flowers. When the particles of water from the waves of the Yamuna, the lakes and the waterfalls touched the bodies of the inhabitants of Vrindavana, they automatically felt a cooling effect. Therefore, they were practically undisturbed by the summer season. Vrindavan is such a nice place. Flowers are always blooming, and there are even various kinds of decorated deer. Birds are chirping, peacocks are crowing and dancing, and bees are humming. The cuckoos there sing nicely in 5 kinds of tunes. This sounds like the best place to be. Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure, blowing his flute, accompanied by his elder brother Balaram, and the other cowherd boys and the cows, entered the beautiful forest of Vrindavan to enjoy the atmosphere. They walked into the midst of newly grown leaves of trees whose flowers resembled peacock feathers. They were garlanded by those flowers and decorated with saffron chalk. Sometimes they were dancing and singing, and sometimes wrestling with one another. While Krishna danced, some of the cowherd boys sang, and others played on flutes. Some bugled on buffalo horns or clapped their hands, praising Krishna. "Dear brother, you are dancing very nicely." Actually, all these boys were demigods descended from higher planets to assist Krishna in his pastimes. The demigods, garbed in the dress of the cowherd boys, were encouraging Krishna in his dancing, just as one artist encourages another with praise. I guess you have to be a non-envious artist to encourage other artists with praise. Some artists don't like it when other artists are doing well. Right? That's in the material world. Everyone is afflicted with envy. But Krishna's friends were not like that. Yeah, they were very pleased, and they encouraged the Lord in his dancing. Up to that time, neither Balaram nor Krishna had undergone the hair-cutting ceremony. Therefore, their hair was clustered like crow's feathers. They were always playing hide-and-seek with their boyfriends, or jumping, or fighting with them. Sometimes, while his friends were chanting and dancing, Krishna would praise them. "My dear friends, you are dancing and singing very nicely." The boys played at catching ball with fruits such as bale and amalaka. They played blind man's buff, challenging and touching one another. Sometimes they imitated the forest deer and various kinds of birds. They joked with one another by imitating croaking frogs, and they enjoyed swinging underneath the trees. Sometimes they would play amongst themselves like a king and his subjects. In this way, Balaram and Krishna, along with all their friends, played all kinds of sports and enjoyed the soothing atmosphere of Vrindavana, full of rivers, lakes, rivulets, fine trees, and excellent gardens filled with fruits and flowers. Once, while the boys were engaged in their transcendental pastimes, a great demon of the name Pralambasura entered their company, desiring to kidnap both Balaram and Krishna. Although Krishna was playing the part of a cowherd boy, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could understand everything, past, present, and future. So when Pralambasura entered their company, Krishna began to think how to kill the demon. But externally he received him as a friend. "Oh, my dear friend," he said, "it is very good that you have come to take part in our pastimes." Krishna then called all his friends and ordered them, "Now we shall play in pairs. We shall challenge one another in pairs." With this proposal, all the boys assembled together. Some of them took the side of Krishna, and some of them took the side of Balaram, and they arranged to play in duel. The defeated members in duel fighting had to carry the victorious members on their backs, as a horse carries its master. They began playing, and at the same time tended the cows as they proceeded through the Bhandiravana forest. The party of Balaram, accompanied by Sridama and Vrishabha, came out victorious, and Krishna's party had to carry them on their backs through the Bhandiravana forest. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, being defeated, had to carry Sridama on his back, and Bhadrasena carried Vrishabha. Imitating their play, Pralambasura, who appeared there as a cowherd boy, carried Balarama on his back. Pralambasura was the greatest of the demons, and he had calculated that Krishna was the most powerful of the cowherd boys. In order to avoid the company of Krishna, Pralambasura carried Balarama far away. The demon was undoubtedly very strong and powerful, but he was carrying Balarama, who is compared to a mountain. Therefore, he began to feel the burden, and thus he assumed his real form. When he appeared in his real feature, he was decorated with a golden helmet and earrings, and looked just like a cloud with lightning, carrying the moon. Hare Krishna. Haribol. Balaram observed the demon's body expanding up to the limits of the clouds, his eyes dazzling like blazing fire, and his mouth flashing with sharpened teeth. At first, Balaram was surprised by the demon's appearance, and he began to wonder, how is it that all of a sudden this carrier has changed in every way? But with a clear mind, he could quickly understand that he was being carried away from his friends by a demon who intended to kill him. Immediately, he struck the head of the demon with his strong fist, just as the king of the heavenly planets, strikes a mountain with his thunderbolt. Stricken by the fist of Balarama, the demon fell down dead, just like a snake with a smashed head, and blood poured from his mouth. When the demon fell, he made a tremendous sound, and it sounded as if a great hill were fallen upon being struck by the thunderbolt of King Indra. All the boys then rushed to the spot. Astonished by the ghastly scene, they began to praise Balaram with the words, "Well done, well done." All of them then embraced Balaram with great affection, thinking that he had returned from death, and they offered their blessings and congratulations. All the demigods in the heavenly planets became very satisfied and showered flowers on the transcendental body of Balaram, and they also offered their blessings and congratulations for his having killed the great demon Pralambasura. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 18th chapter of Krishna, killing the demon Pralambasura. If anyone has any reflections or questions as we're hearing these pastimes, feel free to raise your hand or call out. So now we're up to chapter 19, Devouring the Forest Fire. While Krishna and Balaram and their friends were engaged in the pastimes described above, the cows, being unobserved, began to wander off on their own, entering farther and farther into the deepest part of the forest, allured by fresh grasses. The goats, cows, and buffalo traveled from one forest to another and entered the forest known as Ishikatavi. Ishikatavi. This forest was full of green grass, and therefore they were allured. But when they entered, they saw that there was a forest fire, and they began to cry. On the other side, Balaram and Krishna, along with their friends, could not find their animals, and they became very much aggrieved. They began to trace the cows by following their footprints, as well as the path of eaten grass. All of the boys were fearing that their very means of livelihood, the cows, were now lost. When searching out the cows in the forest, they themselves became very tired and thirsty. Soon, however, they heard the crying of their cows. Krishna began to call the cows by their respective names with great noise. Upon hearing Krishna calling, the cows immediately replied with joy. But by this time, the forest fire had surrounded all of them, and the situation appeared to be very fearful. The flames increased as the wind blew very quickly, and it appeared that everything movable and immovable would be devoured. All the cows and the boys became very frightened, and they looked toward Balaram and Krishna, the way a dying man looks at the picture of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They said, dear Krishna, you and Balaram are very powerful. We are now burning from the heat of this blazing fire. Let us take shelter of your lotus feet. We know you can protect us from this great danger. Our dear friend Krishna, we are your intimate friends. It is not right that we should suffer in this way. We are all completely dependent on you, and you are the knower of all religious life. We do not know anyone except you. The personality of Godhead heard the appealing voices of his friends, and casting a pleasing glance over them, he began to answer. By speaking through his eyes, he impressed upon his friends that there was no cause for fear. He assured them, don't worry. Then Krishna, the supreme mystic, the powerful personality of Godhead, immediately swallowed up all the flames of the fire. The cows and boys were thus saved from imminent danger. Out of fear, the boys were almost unconscious, but when they regained their consciousness and opened their eyes, they saw that they were again in the Bandira forest with Krishna, Balaram, and the cows. They were astonished to see that they were completely free from the attack of the blazing fire, and that the cows were saved. They secretly thought that Krishna must be not an ordinary boy, but some demigod. In the evening, Krishna and Balaram, along with the boys and cows, returned to Vrindavan, playing their flutes. As they approached the village, all the gopis became very joyous. Throughout the day, the gopis used to think of Krishna while he was in the forest. And in his absence, they were considering one moment to be like 12 years. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 19th chapter of Krishna, devouring the forest fire. I find it very interesting here that the Lord, it says the Lord spoke through his eyes. He reassured his friends through his eyes. He didn't have to say anything. Yeah, he heard their plea. They were very frightened and they depended completely on him for protection. And he reassured them simply by his glance, by speaking through his eyes. He impressed upon his friends that there was no cause for fear. Krishna is transcendental. His body is Satchidananda Deha. His body is eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. And that body, any sense in that body is able to perform the function of any other sense. So Krishna can speak through his eyes. He can taste with his ears. He can smell by touching. Krishna's senses are all interchangeable like this. Chapter 20, description of autumn. So this is a beautiful chapter coming up. We have a book called The Light of the Bhagavata, which elaborates on this chapter. And it is filled with many nice paintings. It's a beautiful book. Light of the Bhagavata. Makes a really nice gift. If you have any friends who are interested in something meditative and truly spiritual, then I recommend you buy a copy of Light of the Bhagavata. Yeah? Really nice gift. Okay, chapter 20, description of autumn. The killing of Pralambasura and the devouring of the devastating forest fire by Krishna and Balaram became household topics in Vrindavan. The cowherd men described these wonderful activities to their wives and to everyone else, and all were struck with wonder. They concluded that Krishna and Balaram were demigods who had kindly come to Vrindavan to become their children. But we know, right, that Krishna is not a demigod. Rather, he is the source of all demigods. He is the cause of all causes. He is Sarva Deha Dehinam. He is the cause of all causes, yes. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. And the origin, the beginning of everything. But he himself has no beginning, because he is the beginning. He is the root, the source, the eternal cause of all. But his family members, not knowing his supreme ontological position, that he is God, they thought that maybe he's some demigod. Maybe he's a powerful demigod. Come to grace us. In this way, the rainy season ensued. In India, after the scorching heat of the summer, the rainy season is very welcome. The clouds accumulating in the sky, covering the sun and the moon, become very pleasing to the people, and they expect rainfall at every moment. After summer, the advent of the rainy season is considered to be a life-giving source for everyone. Right, if you're feeling oppressed by the heat, yeah, and then you hear the rumbling on the horizon, the rumbling of the clouds, and then they approach And you feel, and then you feel this breeze start to accumulate. The temperature drops. The breeze comes through the window. And it's a great relief. The thunder and occasional lightning are also pleasurable to the people. The symptoms of the rainy season may be compared to the symptoms of the living entities who are covered by the three modes of material nature. The unlimited sky is like the Supreme Brahman, and the tiny living entities are like the covered sky, or Brahman, covered by the three modes of material nature. Originally, everyone is part and parcel of Brahman. Yes, all of us are Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. I am spirit soul. I am Brahman. I am not this material body. But I am not Para-Brahman. Right? That position is taken by Krishna. I can never become Para-Brahman. Krishna is Para-Brahman, Supreme Brahman. I am subordinate Brahman. Eternally so, a fragmental part of Krishna, never one absolutely with him. Anyone who thinks that they can become one absolutely with God is mistaken. They're in illusion. We can become one in terms of purpose, desire, quality, but never one in identity. That is not possible. So, originally everyone is part and parcel of Brahman. The Supreme Brahman, or the unlimited sky, can never be covered by a cloud, but a portion of it can be covered. Yeah? The clouds, they don't cover the entire sky. They cover a portion of the sky. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they are only an insignificant portion of the Supreme Lord. This portion is covered by the modes of material nature, and therefore the living entities are residing within this material world. The Brahma Jyoti, spiritual effulgence, is just like the sunshine. As the sunshine is full of molecular shining particles, so the Brahma Jyoti is full of minute portions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Out of that unlimited expansion of minute portions of the Supreme Lord, some are covered by the influence of material nature, whereas others are free. So just as the sunshine consists of so many molecular shining particles, Krishna's effulgence, his Brahma Jyoti, is composed of, full of, minute portions. An unlimited expansion of minute portions, little parts of Krishna, like sparks of a fire, make up Krishna's Brahma Jyoti, his effulgence, which extends unlimitedly. And some portion of that all-expanding effulgence is covered by material energy. So there's a very nice analogy. Maybe Srila Prabhupada will mention this later, I'm not sure. When there are clouds in the sky, it's not as if the sun is covered. The clouds don't cover the sun. The clouds cover our vision of the sun. If we get in an airplane and fly above the clouds, you will see that the sun is perfectly undisturbed. Yeah? So the sun is not covered by cloud. Rather, our vision is covered by cloud. And what is the cloud? The cloud is the creation of the sun. So, in the clear sky, the sun is there, and we are basking in the light of that sun. When the sun, by its own power, creates a cloud, it evaporates water from the ocean. That evaporation collects in the form of clouds. Yes, that cloud is simply the creation of the sun's power. And at that time, the cloud, which is the sun's own creation, may appear to cover the sun. But it doesn't cover the sun, it covers our vision of the sun. It comes in between us and the sun. Yeah? It's an obstacle to our vision. So the very thing that the sun creates becomes an obstacle to our vision. In the same way, Krishna's material energy is his creation, and it covers the vision of his spiritual energy, a portion of his spiritual energy. Or not the full spiritual energy, rather it's called the marginal energy. We are Krishna's marginal energy, which means that we are spiritual in nature, but we have the tendency to become covered by the material energy. Right? Broadly speaking, you can say there are two energies. Para and apara, spiritual and material. Everything in this world is just a combination of spiritual and material energy. The matter is inanimate, dead, lifeless. It's stationary, unless the spiritual energy moves it or changes it. It does not transform, except by the time factor, of course. If I leave this harmonium lying for a few hundred years, it will eventually disintegrate. But it won't play itself. Right? That requires a living being to pump the bellows and press the keys. So matter and spirit. So when some of that spiritual nature becomes covered by material nature, that is called tata, marginal position, in between position. Just like at the seashore, the little grains of sand, some of the grains of sand get washed in and out with the waves. Right? The water is there, the beach is there. They are two different natures, distinct, very different. But because some of the grains of sand are in close proximity to the waves of the ocean, then they move back and forward with the waves. They're carried by the waves. In the same way, although we are spiritual, because of being very close to this material energy and becoming overcome by it, we imagine that we are material. We think that we are this material body. But I'm not this material body. I am spirit soul. So, this material energy is Krishna's creation. And I, a spirit soul, am also Krishna's creation. But I don't appreciate Krishna or recognize Krishna because Krishna's material energy is covering my vision of Krishna, is covering my knowledge of Krishna. Right? I am Krishna's energy, one of his energies, but I don't know Krishna, can't appreciate Krishna because I am obstructed by his material energy, just as the cloud may obstruct somebody's vision of the sun. Srila Prabhupada continues here. Clouds are accumulated water drawn from the land by the sunshine. Continually for 8 months, the sun evaporates all kinds of water from the surface of the globe. And this water is accumulated in the shape of clouds, which are distributed as water when there is need. Similarly, a government exacts various taxes from the citizens, such as income tax and sales tax, which the citizens are able to pay by their different material activities, agriculture, trade, industry, and so on. This taxation is compared to the sun's drawing water from the earth. When there is again need of water on the surface of the globe, the same sunshine converts the water into clouds and distributes it all over the globe. Similarly, the taxes collected by the government must be distributed to the people again as educational work, public work, sanitation work, etc. This is very essential for a good government. The government should not simply exact taxes for useless squandering. The tax collection should be utilized for the public welfare of the state. During the rainy season, there are strong winds blustering all over the country and carrying clouds from one place to another to distribute life-giving water to the needy living entities. Water is urgently needed after the summer season, and thus the clouds are just like a rich man who, in times of need, distributes his money even to the point of exhausting his whole treasury. So the clouds exhaust themselves by distributing water all over the surface of the globe. When Maharaj Dasharatha, the father of Lord Ramachandra, used to fight with his enemies, it was said that he approached them just like a farmer uprooting unnecessary plants and trees. And when there was need of giving charity, he used to distribute money exactly as the cloud distributes rain. The distribution of rain by clouds is so sumptuous that it is compared to the distribution of wealth by a great, munificent person. The cloud's downpour is so profuse that the rains even fall on rocks and hills and on the oceans and seas where there is no need of water, no need for water there. The clouds resemble a charitable person who opens his treasury for distribution and who does not discriminate whether the charity is needed or not. He gives in charity open-handedly. Before the rainfall, the whole surface of the globe becomes almost depleted of all kinds of energies and appears very lean. After the rainfall, the whole surface of the earth becomes green with vegetation and appears to be very healthy and strong. Here, a comparison is made to the person undergoing austerities for fulfillment of a material desire. The flourishing condition of the earth after the rainy season is compared to the fulfillment of material desires. Sometimes, when a country is subjugated by an undesirable government, persons and parties undergo severe penances and austerities to get control of the government. And when they attain control, they flourish by giving themselves generous salaries. This temporary profit is like the flourishing of the earth in the rainy season. Actually, one should undergo severe austerities and penances only to achieve spiritual happiness. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that tapasya, or austerity, should be accepted for realizing the Supreme Lord. By accepting austerity in devotional service, one regains his spiritual life. And as soon as one regains his spiritual life, he enjoys unlimited spiritual bliss. But if someone undertakes austerities and penances for some material gain, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that the results are temporary, and that they are desired by persons of less intelligence. Right, so we can perform different austerities and penances for either spiritual purpose or material purpose, and the best is for spiritual purpose. Because if one controls oneself and does something that is a little, difficult to do, voluntarily, if one does that for the sake of a spiritual goal, then that is good, because by attaining one's spiritual goal, one will get real bliss. One will get progress toward the ultimate goal of life, which is to never have to do austerities again, never have to come back here. Only happy life in the spiritual world. Yes? Only happy life, because one is focused on Krishna's enjoyment. And being focused on Krishna's enjoyment, then one will also enjoy. It's not that there will be no enjoyment. It means that one will enjoy with Krishna. So austerity is necessary to shift our consciousness from material enjoyment to spiritual enjoyment. And that means saying no to material sense gratification. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex life. And doing things which require a little effort, determination, rising early in the morning, chanting on our beads, Hare Krishna mantra, so many times. Hearing the Vedic literatures and the speeches of saintly persons. Observing the Ekadashi fasting days. These are different types of austerity. Although Srila Prabhupada did say to his disciples, one time he said, rising early and taking a bath, cold bath, are not austerities. He said they're simply common sense and good hygiene. Regardless, we want to perform austerities which are directed at spiritual progress. Because if we do some austerity for material progress, well, the results are temporary. Right? People who achieve great things in this world, they only achieve them because they strive, because they control themselves, they focus. They direct their energy in very specific ways, and they're very determined, persistent, perseverant. They perform great austerities, just like the sports people, how hard they have to train to achieve excellence in their own particular field of physical activity. Hard training. Yeah, so much so that they're exhausted, sick. Right? I know it. I've been there. But what is the result? Just a few moments of success, really, if you're lucky. Yeah, a little recognition for a few years, and then you're over the hill. And eventually, everyone forgets who you were, what you did, and it's forgotten. Hare Krishna. So in about 5 minutes or so, we'll have Bhagavad Gita class. Until then, let's continue reading the description of autumn. So persons of less intelligence, they perform austerities for material gain. Therefore, they may also worship demigods. That may also be part of their austerity. Their austere program may be to worship demigods. But the results they obtain from demigods are limited and temporary, like the demigods themselves. Therefore, Krishna called such worshippers Alpamedasa, less intelligent. Real intelligence means to worship only Krishna. And in this Kali Yuga, what does that mean? Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, Sango Pangashtra Parshadam, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar, Yajantihi Sumedasa. Those who are Sumedasa, those who are actually intelligent, they worship the Lord by the performance of Sankirtana Yagya, by the loud congregational chanting of Krishna's holy names. That is how they worship Krishna, who appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. During the rainy season, in the evening, there are many glowworms visible about the tops of trees. Hither and thither, and they glitter just like lights. All right, the glowworms. But the luminaries of the sky, the stars, and the moon are not visible. Similarly, in the age of Kali, persons who are atheists or miscreants become very prominently visible, whereas persons who are actually following the Vedic principles for spiritual emancipation are practically obscured. Right? So much noise from the atheistic quarter, declaring God is not real, Right? Where is God? This is all hocus pocus. Such atheists, making their pronouncements. Then they have a very great platform to speak, and many people follow them and listen to them. This is the age of Kali. All kinds of ignorant rascals and fools collect great following. Thousands, millions of people. Whereas those who are actually in knowledge are obscured. Who's hearing them, really? Just like on a cloud-covered night, the stars and the moon are obscured, and the little glowworms are very proud of their so-called light. Mataji, let's get you the seat, the big seat. Yes?
No, I'm uncomfortable.
You're comfortable? Okay.
I'm sure. Sure about it. Oh, no, trying to be.
Well, we can help you even be more humble. I can get you that big seat. Yeah? And you can accept it.
No, not yet.
No? I have to keep pushing because I was told, out of regard for Srimad Bhagavad Gita, to insist.
I think you should regard the speaker's wishes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still learning. No problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll push according. I'll push to a limit that I'm comfortable with, but I'm going to be in trouble anyway. As you wish.
Take my name.
Okay. Okay. So, would you like to begin now?
You still have probably 3 minutes.
Okay.
I'm still taking
Let's-
out my notes.
Okay. Good. You let me know when you're ready. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Yes, so glowworms, Foolish people, ignorant people, atheistic people, with no real knowledge. They're making it up, actually, imagining, speculating, on the basis of imperfect sense perception and faulty mental reasoning. They are making pronouncements as if that were absolute truth. And others believe them, sadly. These are like little glowworms, But when the stars and the moon, when they appear, then such glowworms are exposed. So our business in Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement is to expose all these tiny little glowworms who have not a clue what they're talking about, right? And we want to distribute real knowledge in the world for the real benefit of everybody. This is our mission. To distribute real knowledge, and to make everybody aware that there is God, that Krishna is God, and that it is in everyone's personal interest to take shelter of the Lord and perform loving devotional service, which is most easily done by taking up this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is Lord Chaitanya's gift to us. Okay. So tomorrow we won't continue because we're having a festival. Tomorrow is the appearance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, and at 4 p.m. we'll begin with some bhajans, I hope, and kirtan. Arti is at 4:15. We'll have kirtan until around 4:35, 4:35, and then we'll begin our program of glorifying His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And that will continue until 6:30. At 6:30 we will offer Pushpanjali. And then at 7 p.m. there will be Gora Arti, and there will be plenty of opportunity to honor prasadam throughout. That's tomorrow's program. So on Monday, or maybe Tuesday, we will continue with chapter 20, Description of Autumn. Because I'm really keen to hear what Srila Prabhupada has to say more about these glowworms in the Kali Yuga. Okay, Hare Krishna, and now we have Bhagavad Gita class.
கொஞ்சம் மேலே பண்ணு. Ask Prabhuji for help. Tighten it. Thank you. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. यशोधानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोधानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी यमुना तीरवनचारी. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna everyone. Today we are doing chapter 4, verse 34. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for coming today. And thank you for the Prabhuji who did the Mridanga. Absolutely brilliant, huh? Electrifying Mridanga. Very nice. Hare Krishna. So, and thank you for the Kartal players also. My friends here. They are here to support me, my son here. Thank you for coming here. and supporting me for this class. So last class we covered up to 4.23, and we talked about Gata Sangasya Muktasya Jnana Avasthita Chetasa Yagya Acharata Karma. Means we spoke about a person who has given up attachment. That is, what is our understanding is he uses the things, he interacts with them, but he is not attached to anything or anyone. Because of this mentality, he is muktaha. He gets freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from anxiety, freedom from insecurity. And how he got this freedom? So we discussed because of jnana avasthita chetasa, because of his knowledge. And this knowledge is not ordinary knowledge. It is transcendental knowledge. And this knowledge helped him to develop the attitude that everything around me belongs to the Lord, and whatever I possess is from the Lord, and it is only for my temporary use. Hence, with this understanding, he starts performing yagyaya acharatah karmaha. He performs all the action as a worship to the Supreme Lord Krishna, because yagya means Supreme Lord's worship. The purpose, the motive in every action and every karma is only for the happiness of the Supreme Lord. So hence he acts out of the happiness and not for the happiness. So this we have discussed so far, and we also discussed by doing so, all the effects of his action are dissolved. So continuing from there, the next verse 424, it is Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaitena Gantavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhina. So actually when I was preparing for this class, it took me to my childhood days, because my year 5 teacher, she used to make us to read and recite this particular Gita verse before opening the lunch boxes. And obviously as children, we were all like, jaldi jaldi bolo, jaldi jaldi, let me finish it off, and we wanted to eat. That time I did not understand what is the meaning and the value, but today I understood when I was preparing for this class. So as I discussed the last verse, and why I discussed the last verse, because those were the symptoms of a detached worker in inaction in action. And verses from 19th till 24 covers all this. And this verse, 24, is the highest stage of that detached worker, highest stage of his understanding, his realization. So what is his understanding and realization is, the moment you realize your true nature, and when I'm saying the true nature, I'm talking about you are not this body, you are this soul. And whatever yagya we do for the Supreme Lord, as I said in the last class also, yagya means worshipping the Supreme Lord. And even this material energy, the material nature, very much is coming from the Supreme Lord. And this detached worker, he gets this realization at one point in time. And this is that at one point we are all simultaneously one in one sense, but they are different in different aspect. So basically the sacrificer, the ingredients like, grains, ghee being offered in the fire. So the fire is also Brahma. The ingredients are also Brahma. The person who is offering is also Brahma, but in different categories. Not because everything being Brahma, therefore everything is God. No. According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, which we follow, ISKCON comes under it, Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva, the example can be given just as a drop of a salt water, a sea water, and the sea itself. So if you actually analyze the composition of one drop of the sea water and the composition of the whole sea on its own, they are in one sense the same, but yet they are not same. They are not equal. A drop of the sea water can never be equal to the whole sea. And this is the Vaishnava philosophy. We accept it as one and separate, both. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, achintya bheda bhed, simultaneously one and different. So if I have to elaborate, because everything comes from Krishna's energy. For example, fire has got what? Two energies. What does fire give? It gives heat and light. So whenever there is heat, there must be fire. Whenever there is light, there must be fire. And you cannot say that heat is here, light is here, but fire is not there. You cannot say that. Because whenever fire is there, heat and light comes with it. And in many cases, fire also has what? Smoke, isn't it? Smoke is also there. So the smoke is like this Maya. So the smoke is like this external energy and which covers the smoke. Yeah? But when there is a smoke in the fire, which means the fire is there. So in one sense, there are three things: smoke, light, heat. And all are from where? From fire. So one who has realized soul, he sees everywhere in connection with the fire. That's why Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, in that condition of spiritual consciousness, the contributor, the contribution, the consumption and the result. What is the ultimate result? What is the ultimate gain? The spiritual kingdom of the Lord. Everything becomes one in the absolute, that is the supreme Brahman. And that is the method of Krishna consciousness. So if I have to apply, when my teacher was trying to tell us the shloka before every lunch, which means what? Brahma Arpanam, I am offering my lunch to the Supreme Brahman. Brahma Havihi, this lunch is the Havi. Yeah, this lunch is like the Havi. Brahma Hutam, for whom I am going to eat it. So may this prasadam, this lunch, which is from the material grains, yeah, may it help me to realize the ultimate realization that I am the soul, I am coming from Krishna, yet I am different from Krishna because I will always be eternal servitor of Krishna. So see, something which I learned when I was in year 5, I understood when I am in 45 years. So that's how it works. So continuing, so having explained that, so we have now completed the section of the detached worker from verse 19 to 24, continuing from that. So now Krishna has completely explained that how sacrifices, yagyas, uncovers the Brahma. Krishna will now just say that there are different type of sacrifices, and so just to emphasize, yajna is not just fire sacrifice. You know, like how this popular TV shows only shows yajna means everybody is doing swaha, swaha. So Krishna is here going to clarify that. No, okay, of course that is one form. It is required, but not always. So what is yajna? It is an activity which is performed to attain certain goal. And ultimately, that activity or sacrifice is meant for spiritual consciousness, for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, who is also called yajna. So with this, now 25th verse onwards, until 33 verse, the Lord is going to introduce different type of yajnas. And here, in the end, at the end of the 33rd verse, the Lord will say at the end, Jnana Yoga is going to be the highest. Because all other yajna, you will reach to the Supreme Lord indirectly. So in this chapter, the Lord is saying, above Karma Yoga, it is Jnana Yoga. Of course, in the upcoming chapters, He is going to explain ultimately Bhakti Yoga is superior. So I just wanted to tell. So these yajnas are, so first the Lord says, demigod worship. Daivam Epara Yajna. That is ritualistic worship of demigods. Then he goes, mind control, that is mind, control of mind by abstaining the sense gratification. It is called Vishya Bhoga Yagya. Then Indriya Samyamya Yagya, which means what? Whereas you control the sense. Yeah, you control the very senses yagya. For example, Mahatma Gandhi used to keep Mauna Vrat. Yeah, you abstain from talking basically nonsensical things. Even today in India, many people practice Mauna Vrat, means you're trying to control your very mouth. Then fourth yagya is Dhamma yagya, means self-control. Shama yagya, disciplining the mind, mental discipline through thoughts disciplining. So disciplining your mind, disciplining the very thoughts that comes in your mind. Dravya yagya, that is sacrificing one's possessions. So many people like to give charity as money, your salary. So your possession, you're trying to give. Many people give land as dhan, cows as dhan, your possessions, they're trying to give it away. Tapo yagya, performing severe austerities. Yoga yagya, practice of yoga like Ashtanga yoga, prescribed by Patanjali Muni. Swadhyaya Jnana Yagya, studying of Vedas in advanced transcendental knowledge. And here Lord actually admires these people because it is, he says it is Samashita Vratha, which means it requires very strict spiritual vows. It requires very strong willpower. And when I say strict spiritual vows, it is really strict where you are living only with two clothes, you're sleeping on the floor, whether it is hot, cold, you're only taking bath by cold water, so it is extremely strict. Then comes pranayama, is also considered as a spiritual discipline because controlling the breathing, processes of airs and circulating to the body, it helps basically to control your senses. So continuing from there, so the common aim of all these sacrifices is controlling the senses, because sense gratification is the root cause of the material existence, and these yagyas help them to elevate you. So what is the result of performing these yagyas? So Krishna says, if you perform these yagya shapita kalmashaha, that is, performing such sacrifices, all the sinful reactions are destroyed. Yagya shapita kalmasha. And only after this, the performers of the yagya can advance to the eternal spiritual realm, which is Brahma Sanatanam. And Krishna continues to say, without the sacrifice, nobody can live happily, either in this life or in the next life. Then the question comes in the mind that why there are so many yagya? So Krishna says, Bahuvida yagya means the various kinds of yagyas are mentioned and approved by Vedas, and these yagyas are because of different type of people. And once according to one's position in varnashrama and their level of realization. Hence, these different kind of yagyas have been given. And of course, not all yagyas are listed here in the list which I just read, because in the 10th chapter, Krishna says, Yagyanam japa yagyosmi. Of all the sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy name, and that is why our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada emphasized in loud congregational chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So continuing from there, Krishna says, Arjuna, now I want you to know one thing. And what is that? All these yagyas can be classified into two broad categories. And what is this? One is Jnana Yagya, and all the other yagyas are non-Jnana Yagya, which is, he says, it is called Karma Yagyas. So all these sadhanas which you practice, it is Karma Yagya. While doing this Karma Yagya, you can reach up to certain level. And what is that certain level? It is like purity of mind. So say for example, when you board a plane, yeah, especially these days going to India, nobody gets a direct flight, it is way too expensive, so you go by a transit flight. For example, you have to get down at Dubai or Abu Dhabi, but from Abu Dhabi, you don't know which gate to board or where, you don't know the destination. So Krishna is trying to say in that way, karma yajna may take you to certain level, it will take you to the purity, but ultimately you need that jnanam which leads to the eternal platform, which is full of bliss, which is full of knowledge, which is beyond the reactions of the material existence. It is the advancement in life which helps you to engage loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord in the eternal kingdom of the Supreme Lord. Hence, jnanam is superior because in jnanam only all the karmas are included. So now, after establishing, yeah, that jnana yoga is higher, so then the next question comes, how to achieve this transcendental knowledge? So therefore, we are coming to today's verse, one of the most important verses in Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. So here, Krishna clearly points out, learning, understanding this transcendental truth or practicing jnana yoga cannot be practiced independently by a person. Yeah, that is, if I have to explain in a layman's language, understanding transcendental knowledge requires guidance. So say for example, I'm sitting here today and I wish to see my face. I can be arrogant. Can I be? No, I cannot be arrogant. Can I see my own face? I may try to widen my eyes. Oh, I want to see my nose. Can I? No. Which means, what should I do? I should go to a mirror. Exactly, mirror. Correct. Mataji said correctly. You need a mirror. Because mirror shows you correctly. So here, this is very grossly, I'm trying to explain this. Here, I'm trying to say, I am interested in knowing spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Therefore, I require extraordinary mirror, a special mirror. And this special mirror is the one who understands what? He understands the spiritual truth. He understands the Shastras. And this special mirror is called Guru. So Guru will help in gaining me this knowledge. So Guru, the very term Guru means, Gu means ignorance. Ru means remover of the ignorance. So the term Guru means one who removes your ignorance. So what is this ignorance I'm talking about? So we sing in ISKCON every day morning, Samsara dava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghana tvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya vande guru shri charanara vrindam. So this samsara, this world is material existence, yeah? How it is? It is like davanal. Davanal means it is like forest fire. So just imagine, this samsara is compared to a forest fire. Can you be happy in a blazing forest fire? Can you be? No, the answer is no. And that's why we need Guru, because this samsara is like a blazing forest fire. And what is this Guru? What does he does? This Guru comes like a cloud and he pours the water and he extinguishes this forest fire. Which means what? The Guru helps you and he delivers you from this material existence. So I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Guru. Then there is one more beautiful verse. Of course, there is lot of verses. The other verses, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nagati kutopi dhyayanstu van yasya stri sandhyam vande guru shri charanara vrindam. So what does this mean? Yasya prasadat. So prasadat means mercy, grace. When you come to temple, you always get prasad, isn't it? Mahaprasad, which means what? It is the mercy of the Lord. Never miss it, yeah? Always when you get Mahaprasad, grab it with all your hands because that is extraordinary. It is very spiritually potent. So, only by the grace and the mercy of your spiritual master, Bhagavat Prasadaha, the Bhagavan's prasad comes to you. Means Krishna's benediction comes to you only via the spiritual master. Yeah, so only by the grace of the Guru one can receive what? Benediction of and mercy of Krishna. Yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi. And without aprasadat, without the mercy of your spiritual master, one cannot make advancement. So I respectfully offer my humble obeisances unto my spiritual master. We also sing every day morning Guru Vandana, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandhamoye Savadhana Mate. Shri Guru Charana Padma. Shri Guru, my spiritual master. Charan means feet. How is his feet? His feet is compared to the lotus. His feet is lotus. Why it is compared to the lotus? Because only through his feet, we can attain Kevala Bhakti. We can only attain, then only we can attain the pure devotional service unto the Lord. Because my spiritual master teaches me how to practice pure bhakti. And when I perform pure bhakti, I go near to him. But how should you get this from the learning of this pure bhakti from your Guru? Bandho moi savadhana mate. Bandho, oh brothers, hey brothers, let me tell you, savadhan. So even in Hindi there is a word savadhan. Savadhan means attention, right? You have to take great attention with awe, with reverence. You have to understand this pure devotional service. Then this stanza goes, Jahare prasade bhai, e bhavatoriya jai. Jahare prasade bhai. Again see prasad is coming. Jahara prasad. Whose prasad? Oh bhai, oh my brothers, listen. Only by the mercy and the grace of my spiritual master, e bhava. So this bhava means this material world, this samsara. E bhava toriye jai. Toriye means literally swimming across. Yeah, means in Hindi we say terna. Terna, in Bengali we are saying toriya. It is very similar. So only by the mercy of your spiritual master you will be able to swim across this material existence. And not only that, how will you swim? Okay, the spiritual master is there and you are able to swim. How? Krishna prapti hoye jahate. Then only I will get Krishna prapti, and with the Krishna prapti only I will be able to swim across this material existence. So spiritual master is very much needed in order for the Krishna prapti. Look how beautiful, isn't it? Then there is one more stanza which was very appropriate to today's class, was Chakshudan dilloye janme janme Prabhu se divyagan hridaye prakashito prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinasha hoite vedagay jahara charito. So Chakshudan dilloye. Chakshu is eyes. Yeah. So Chakshudan, he gives me, dan means charity. He gives me Chakshudan. Now, question may come, I have got eyes. What eyes is he giving me now? No, my spiritual master is giving me the transcendental vision. He is the one who gives me the transcendental vision. That's why before starting the class, I said, Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakhe Chakshur Unmilitam Yena. I was born in the deepest of the ignorance and my spiritual master opened my eyes. Shri Shri Radha Gokula Nanda ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. Every time I see Radha Gokula Nanda and Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman, my heart just jumps in joy. Beautiful daffodil color in such a horrible weather today. I don't know, every Thursday I'm coming, it is always raining. Anyways, so it is the Chakshudan. My spiritual master gives me Chakshudan. He gives me the transcendental vision, birth after birth. And why is it important? Because Hriday means heart. Prakashito means, Prakash means light, illumination. What is illuminating my heart, which is dark, which is filled with mundane knowledge? Divyagan means what? Transcendental knowledge. My heart is illuminated with transcendental knowledge, and with this transcendental knowledge, what happens? Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinasha hoite. From him, prema bhakti emanates. He teaches me to practice the loving devotional service unto the Lord. And when we start practicing that, what happens? Avidya, ignorance is destroyed. Oh my God, even the Vedas, the scriptures is singing the praise of such a Guru. So, what is this character of the Guru? He bestows Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge, teaches how to perform loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. By this, all the ignorance goes away. So coming back to today's verse, so Guru is the person who's capable of revealing the true nature of ourselves, our relationship with the Supreme Lord, and how to practice loving devotional service unto the Lord. Krishna says, this knowledge cannot be understood by any external objects or instruments. And however powerful these instruments may be, it will not help. So one may think, I am knowledgeable. You know, I have studied MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, from Harvard, from Oxford. I am knowledgeable. I don't need all this guru. But the question is, are you actually knowledgeable? Are you? See, seeing all these Bollywood movies, especially these Karan Johar romantic type movies, people quickly decide, let's come to London. Because why? In the movies they show that Hrithik Roshan is driving Lamborghini car. Yeah? And the sky is blue. But they don't know when they come, the reality hit hard, huh? Out of 12 months, 11 months is what? Dark, gloomy, grey, always raining. Only 1 month the sun comes. And then they realize the cost of living is so existence. After paying mortgage, everything, hardly anything is, forget about Lamborghini, or ordinary Honda Civic is also becoming difficult now. So, Krishna is trying to say, don't restrict basically yourself with this limited knowledge, yeah? It may help you to survive. I'm not saying survival is not, but it will only help you to survive in this material knowledge. And all the material knowledge is limited. So Krishna is trying to say, understand the unlimited you, understand the Supreme Lord, understand your relationship, because only then you will be able to cross over. And whenever I say cross over, it is always said in Vedas and Shastras, swim over this material existence. Now I keep saying this material existence is like Bhavasagar, right? That's what we read everywhere. This samsara is actually compared with Bhavasagar, the ocean of material existence, yeah, if I have to say in English. So people may say, I know swimming. What is the big deal? Yeah, it's not that tough. So do you actually know swimming though? I don't know actually. But let me tell you, swimming in swimming pool is different and swimming in the ocean is completely different. Now I want you all, each one of you, to imagine in your head, yeah, a seaside or a beach. I'm sure everyone must have visited in their life. Yeah? And what do you see there? You always see waves, right? Big waves, wall waves, sometimes even tsunamis, right? Now try thinking in your head, swimming across these waves. What is going to happen? You are going to try to cross, and this wave is going to push you back where? Back to the sand where you started. You try again, yeah? And what to talk about tsunami, huh? In 2004, in India, Chennai got the biggest tsunami and so many people lost their life. So, let's say, hypothetical situation, somehow you have crossed the waves part, yeah? I'm sure everybody must have seen Life of Pi, yeah? What they show there, in the middle of the ocean, it is calm, isn't it? Beautiful starry skies, it is so beautiful. So one may think, yes, I have succeeded. Look, life is so peaceful, it is so good. And then what happens all of a sudden? A whirlpool comes, or worse, a tip of an iceberg. It was just a tip of an iceberg that led to the sinking of the great Titanic ship, yeah? And it is said that the captain was supposed to going to retire, which means what? When you say a person is going to retire, it means what? Which means he is knowledgeable in that subject, he is extremely experienced. He was not a 10-year-old Narayana. He was an experienced knowledge man who knew in and out about the ships. Yeah? And that ship was so grand, it said that it was made at that time with all the iron and all the different metals available, and it was titled as the unsinkable ship. All it required a tip of an iceberg. And what happened? The bon voyage, it is in the bottom sea. So this samsara, what I'm trying to say, this samsara, this material existence is like that ocean. Yeah? Initial troubles are the waves. You may think you have crossed it. You may think the calmness, the stillness of the ocean, you may think life is going smooth. Yeah? And then what will Maya do? She will throw a iceberg. And what will happen? Just like Titanic, we will in the bottom of the ship. Yeah? So that is why Krishna is saying, try to understand tad vidhi, the process, how to approach Guru. It is a process. And who is this Guru? Krishna says, Jnaninaha upadekshanti, the one who has understood the science of Krishna consciousness. It is also meant he has also not only understood, but he is a skilled communicator. Knowing one thing is different and communicating is totally different. And it is very important we should have both. For example, I'm sure when you went to any universities, at least in my universities, some of the professors used to be gold medalists in their subject, but in their class, I used to sleep, I used to yawn. Oh my God, it would not make a sense. Yeah? I'm sure many people must have come across that. Which means what? The person has got knowledge, but he is not able to communicate to his student. We may say this era, we see a lot of people talking, actually they talk nonsense, but you are impressed, you are just looking. But up here, there is nothing. But no, here Krishna is saying this person is expert in both knowledge and communicating. And if you take, for example, our own founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, not only he was self-realized, he was expert in communicating. His lectures were so powerful that he made hippies into happies. He was able to translate Bhagavad Gita, Shastras, Bhagavatam. And it is because of his mercy, I am person like me, I'm able to read in English. He made those Shastras accessible to ourselves. Just imagine how much realized Srila Prabhupada is. If you read his Leelamrita, you will actually, shed tears. The amount of pain Srila Prabhupada has taken. We are actually enjoying the fruits. We have not seen the hard work which has gone beyond. And he never complained. And before taking Samadhi, he actually established 108 temples across the world. And that is why we are able to come and sit here and at least listen to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, Jnaninaha Tattva Darshinaha. So, this Guru, he is a seer of truth, which means he it means to be situated in one's constitutional position as eternal servitor of Krishna. That is the science of Krishna consciousness. He has the proper method of communication, which is called what? Sampradaya, developed in the form of parampara. And Srila Prabhupada always used to emphasize on the fact to approach the spiritual master in the line of the bona fide disciplinic succession. In fact, Prabhupada also goes ahead and warns us, the one who does not have bona fide sampradaya, even if he is Mahapandita, great scholar, don't listen. Simply avoid that person. He may be using the flowery language, yeah, he may be a great scholar, but don't listen because he doesn't belong to any sampradaya, so he is not have got any right to become guru, so avoid. So it is very important, bona fide sampradaya, parampara is very important, and we see today what is happening, yeah, people are just getting impressed by the flowery language for some bogus people, but nobody actually questions what sampradaya you belong to, what parampara you belong to. Prabhupada has actually taught us to question that. Yeah? And what is happening? You are getting impressed and you are getting cheated because there is no parampara blessings there, there is no sampradaya. He just waffles. So, this guru is jnaninaha tattva darshinaha upadekshanti. They will communicate, he will initiate, impart what? This knowledge for getting the truth from my guru. So now Krishna comes to the second part of the shloka. He says, okay, I have now listed the qualification of a guru. Now I'm going to talk about the qualification of the shishya. So he says two qualifications. What? One has to render service, sevaya. So when I render service, we emphasize so much in ISKCON devotional service. What happens? First of all, the ego goes away, isn't it? We have wonderful team of volunteers who clean right from the temple floors to our toilets as a service. Why? What goes? Ignorance goes away. The ignorance is made of what? The ego. Which means what? The devotional service helps you to develop vinaya, humility. You become humble. And that is why also one of the reasons in the childhood, from the childhood we have been taught, whenever you go to the temple, what you have to do? You have to bow down your head. Because it's always a reminder, he is always supreme to you. Bow down your head. So Vinayaha, humility is expressed through the way you render service to the Guru. This is the first qualification, Sevaya. The second qualification is Pariprashnena. Inquire from him submissively. One should have the curiosity, the jigyasa to learn. So if we see Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is always questioning Krishna. Right in the beginning of chapter 3 we saw it, even in the chapter 4 we saw it. So inquire, ask questions submissively, humbly. So that's what Krishna's, therefore he says, Tad Vidhi, this is the process. Systematically learn this process from the Guru, clarifying your doubts regularly and how you should start pranipatena. First beginning point is, first you approach your Guru. And when we approach our Guru, what do? We do Dhandavat pranams. We Sashtanga pranam. We put our head down. Why? It is a symbolic representation, the Guru is higher. If I reach, I know more than this hymn, will you learn something? No. So you need to have that submissiveness. And this is the vidhi, this is the process to approach a Guru, pay obeisances, inquire from him submissively. Unfortunately, what is happening these days? We are investing so much time, effort, money in the material knowledge. Don't mistake me, it is needed for your survival. But if you actually analyze, LKG, UKG till year 12, then university. Some people in India, they study PhD, CA, you're 30 years and you're still giving IAS exams, So much is given into this education, material education, which is more like a barter system, isn't it? You pay certain amount of fees, you receive the education, isn't it? My brother is actually paying like it is like a corporate salary. That much amount he is paying in India for education. So minimum 20-25 years of your time you are investing in this material education. But the moment you ask someone, please come to Gita class, you learn, and what the first answer they will say, I don't have time to come. And secondly, if you insist more, I come every Sunday. So they think that is enough, and they keep complaining that God doesn't do anything. So do you think it is fair? No. Just coming on Sundays, just coming for 10 minutes to take darshan, okay, it is good, it is very good. But one has to go. If you can invest many years of your life in this kind of education, Krishna here is saying, investing, it is a systematic process. You have to learn from the Guru. So don't just define you or label you as I'm a housewife, as I'm a teacher, I'm a chef, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a Brahmana. Krishna is saying you are much more than that. Don't depend on this limited knowledge. Come, approach the Guru and service him and understand the divine knowledge, because that will help you to cross across the material existence. In this regard, I just wanted to sing from Shripad. Shankaracharya has beautifully explained in his Guru Ashtakam. It goes like this: Shariram surupam tatha va kalatram yashascharu chitram dhanam meru tulyam manasyena lagnam guror angri padme tathakim 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 tathakim. Lot of tathakim is coming, no? It means what is the use? So Shankaracharya is saying, what is the use? Shariram means body. When growing up, have you all seen Rambo, Sylvester Stallone? Or Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator? I still remember, oh my God. And look at him now. Shariram, you may have Shariram. Swarupam, beautiful face, Tatha va kalatram, a beautiful wife. Yashas, yash means fame. Yashas charu chitram. You may be famous, world famous. World famous, remembering that when I was growing up, being a politics student, I was very much fascinated by Margaret Thatcher's lectures. One powerful lady, she shaped this entire nation. I used to go and find the recordings of her lectures. I have seen her videos. In those days, getting her videos were not easy. It used to be VCR, and you have to get that BBC recording and all that. Anyways, I used to watch. But when I came here in 2004, such a great lady with so much of fame, I still remember the Sun's newspaper's headlines. It said, lonely in the state home. That was the headlines. And who was that? That was Margaret Thatcher. So Yashas Charu Drisha. So he's saying, your fame may be across Dhanam Meru Tulyam. So Meru is a mountain. I don't know whether you all know it is referred in Shastras. So just you can imagine Everest, a person is having Mount Everest like Dhanam. Shankaracharya says, if you do not respect or if you do not understand your Guru's command, tathakim, 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 tathakim. What is the use? It is useless, he's saying. Then he goes, Kalatram dhanam putra pautra di sarvam griham bandhava sarva medhatti jatam manasyena lagnam guru ragni padme tathakim 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 tathakim. So basically, if you see, especially in India, there is a lot of pressure to increase the lineage of the family. Always boy child. Even till now, today, I'm very sorry to say, we have advanced so much, but still there is female infanticide, sir, because it is all old thinking that only a boy will take out the lineage. So here Shankara is saying, you may have a good wife, you may have this putra pautradi, you have a son and you have a big lineage also. And you are born in a very high caste, you have all the accessible. But if your mind is not fixed in your Guru's lotus feet. He's saying, Tathakim, 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 Tathakim. Then the last, one more verse I just want to, he says, Shadanga divedo mukhe shastra vidya gade gadyam supadyam karoti manasyena lagnam guru rangri padme tathakim 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 tathakim. So this verse was it intrigued me. So this verse says, you may be master of Vedas. You may be master of the entire, Upanishads, the grammar rules of Sanskrit. Yeah? So there is a very thin line difference between confidence, overconfidence, and pride. And pride leads where? It leads to your downfall. So he's saying, you may be expert in everything. Still, if you do not follow the simple instructions of your Guru Maharaj, what is the use of such knowledge? Tathakim, tathakim, tathakim. So see where it is so important to understand this, divine knowledge. So important to understand what Krishna is trying to say. Don't compartmentalize yourself. Don't be dependent on this limited knowledge. You have to bloom like the lotus. Yeah? Have you seen the lotus pond? If you see it, it all looks very dirty. So this material world is that dirty water, and each one of us are capable into blooming lotus flower. So let us all fold our hands. Last week was Nityananda Trayodasi. He is a Balram Tattva. He is the Guru Tattva. Let us ask for his mercy. Tomorrow is going to be the appearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. He is one of our acharyas in Guru Parampara. He is in fact the Guru of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Let us pray to him. Hey Lord, may you give us the mercy. Let us get that prasada, that spiritual prasada, so that we can render the loving devotional service unto our beloved Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai. Thank you all for listening. I open now the floor for any questions or comments. Thank you. Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you. Nitai Gaura Premanand. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Oh, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, everybody. We're just going to have Gaura Arti now, and just want to remind you all, let's try to keep a small corridor up the center of the temple room so that we don't have our backs directly to Srila Prabhupada. Let's try and be conscious of that. Thanks. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda. Shri 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 Radha Gokulananda. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Hartika Shobha Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Shobha Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chanda Arati Shobha Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chanda Arati Shobha Jaya 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 Gora Chanda Artika Shobha Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chanda Artika Shobha Janavita Tavane Jagamana Janavita Tavane Jagamana Lobha Janavita Tavane Jagamana Lobha Gaurangera Rotik Shobha Jagajana Mana Lobha Gaurangera Rotik Shobha Jagajana Mana Lobha Gaurangera Rotik Shobha Jagajana Mana Lobha Dakine Nitai Chan Bame Gadadhara Dakine Nitai Chan Bame Gadadhara Dakine Nitai Chan Bame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Srinivasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Srinivasa Chatradhara Boshe Yache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane 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 Arati Korin Brahma Adi Deva Gane Arati Sadigaya Sanjayana Sangavashu Shadi Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Karatala Mathura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala Mathura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Mathur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Mathur 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 Baje Shanka Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Mathur 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 Baje Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala Gala Deshe Banmala Kore Jalamala Gala Deshe Banmala Kore Jalamala Shiva Shukanarada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Shukanarada Shiva Shukanarada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Shukanarada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Bhakti Vinoda Deke Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Aratika Shobha Chanavita Tavane Jagamana Lobha Chanavita Tavane Jagamana Vane Jagamana Lobha Gaurangera Rutik Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Gaurangera Rutik Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Gaurangera Rutik Shobha Jagajanamana Lobha Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. A little louder, everybody. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. You know mutton. One more. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kindly everybody bow down, if you will, and we will chant the Premadwani prayers. Yes? Yesterday I was complaining in the class or the reading that when I ask people to bow down, very few do. So it's up to you, of course. Nobody can take you by the neck and force your head to the ground, but when we chant Premadwani prayers, then it is customary and good for us to bow our head to the floor. Yeah, so if you see anybody doing that, like this, I'm going to have to show you. Yes, that's it. Okay, now we can chant Premadwani. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Satashishimad, His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Satashishimad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem Sekoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinatha Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. Shri Navadvip Dham Ki. Ganga Mai Ki. Yamuna Mai Ki. Bhakti Devi Ki. Tulasi Devi Ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki. Jainitai Gaur Premanandi. Haribo. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories unto the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, everybody. So now we're going to chant prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev. Please remain seated. And then we'll release you to go and get prasadam. But you can't leave before, okay? Anybody knows the prayers? Any of the children? Do you know the prayers? No? Okay, will I sing it? And you have to join me, all right? You see those words up there? That's what we're going to sing. These are prayers to Lord Nrsimhadev. You're going to help me, okay? Because I need it. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. This is an old tune. Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha. Shilatanka Nakalaye. Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimho. Yato Yamitato Nrsimha. Bahir Nrsimho, Hridaye Nrsimho. Bahir Nrsimho, Hridaye Nrsimho. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye. Mamadim Sharanam Prapadye. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadye. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Shringam Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Tavakara Kamala Varenaka Advuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hari Jai Jagadish Hari Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadvuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadvuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Bhakti Vignavinash Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai Bhakta Shrestha Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Thank you all so much, that was wonderful. And Mahaprasadam is being served in the reception area, so please go honor Mahaprasadam. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you, very nice. Thank you for allowing me to play for you. I tried to play the back cover box for that. I tried to play the back cover box.
Do you come here regularly?